Hello, hello. Peace and blessings, you all. Hope everyone is having a beautiful start to the day. I know I am. Today I was, honestly, for the last few days, I have been contemplating about something as I've dove deeper into study of self, into study of God. And I was led to start making videos that I will be posting on my YouTube station. On two of my YouTube stations. For those of you who do not know, I am High Priestess Goddess Kali. And I am here today because I really want to share with you all a chapter this morning from a book that I am right now studying. It's called The God Idea. This is the book. And I'm not waiting on anyone because I'm making this live for a post because I'm out of storage. So I'm just going to share this live to my YouTube. For those of you all who find this and who decide to watch this, well, peace and blessings to you. Thank you so much for joining me on this self-study and self-observation. This book, The God Idea, is about the God concepts of the Cushites and Kemites. For those of you all who do not know, I was raised up in Fahami by Fahami Father. Fahami means divine understanding as it pertains to God. My upbringing is around a religion that is not so much about religion. It is for any and all religions. I find that within my religion, it actually is about culture. This is a culture. This is it's based off of the ways of the ancient Egyptians. And I'm happy to share with those of you all who would like to receive the knowledge. And I'm very happy to answer any questions that may come about as I answer questions for myself. Right now, I am reading the Cushite Kemite creation story, the Neter Atum. Okay, so I'm going to start. This is a very short chapter. I just want to read it. It's a couple pages. And I'm starting with it. As I said, I'm not really waiting on anyone to join me because this live is more so specifically for me to save and then add onto my YouTube station. I decided I tried to do it yesterday and storage was short on my phone, and I wasn't gonna let that stop me. So I'm coming back doing it live because perhaps this is how I was meant to do it from the jump. Okay. Now, before I get started on the chapter, I want to talk about the fact that any and everything that we are now able to look at and study was something that our ancient Egyptian forefathers and ancestors already discovered. They've already observed. They were scientists, they were scribers, and they documented for the research that has been done in order for us to have what they have now. So none of this stuff was invented by the people they say it was invented by. It was rediscovered, it was studied further. So with that knowledge, something that I've received from this book and something that I've also received in dream state is the need for a return or a build of culture. Right now, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about what is now, I guess, considered ratchet culture and things. And honestly, these things that are being uplifted and upheld do not belong to that title. They should not be. They should not be documented as a part of our culture. So really it's a lack thereof that is causing this havoc that is now taking form as a culture in this world. So for us and for our people, what we need is solution, and the solution is to reconstruct and rebuild our own culture. This means not focusing so much on the negativity out here in the world, but producing more positivity, looking at things and understanding the need for balance. Because when you give something your attention, and even when you're talking about it negatively, you're still giving it energy that is being transmuted and utilized to continue on doing that same negative thing. We're giving it thought. And when you give something thought, you're giving it energy. You're allowing it to manifest something, anything. So we want to manifest from a high vibration. And that is my goal here as High Priestess over my own life, is to find solutions and to manifest in from a positive vibration, for the greater good and for the future of those to come. Because our children are literally being brainwashed to believe that all of these low vibrational acts of sexuality, acts of killing one another, acts of violence, they're literally being taught that these things are the norm and that these things are okay and that these things should exist as accepted. And we have to counter that thought, not give that thought more energy. Yes, we address it, but we have to address it and be able to bring forth solutions. Otherwise, like I said, we're just giving it our energy, and that can be used in any way it needs to be. So let's bring forth positive energy. Let me start by first thanking the Most High for life and for abundance, for the energy that I now have to share, for the words that come to me as I share. I want to give a special thanks to those who wanted me to fail, those who wanted me to stop, those who did everything in their power to tear me down, because what they truly did was help me by giving me energy to transmute and utilize for myself and for the greater good, because they could not shake me. They could not stop me. They will not stop me. All of the energy is accepted. I know what to do with it. It doesn't matter whether it's negative or positive. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's something that's a lesson we all need to learn. It doesn't matter what kind of energy a person gives you. It doesn't matter what they're saying about you. It can fuel you. Okay. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get started. I've already hit on what it is that we're awakening, which is a Kemetic consciousness. Okay. We want to awaken to solution. We want to awaken to a culture that is all our own, so that we can create and have what is for us, that cannot be shaken or taken from us, because it's within. They say, everybody, one thing that I've observed is that everybody wants to control everything outside of themselves without controlling themselves. And so my focus is self-control. Without self-control, you cannot control anything around you, which is going to put you in a negative space. We are all here to learn to manipulate energy. The truth is, we want to manipulate it positively. Otherwise, the effects are going to, as we see, affect us all as a people. This book was written by the prophet Paul Nathaniel Johnson. It has since been shared. It has since been shared by the priest Petar Ra and my father Khalid Omar. As you all may know, I am Khalida Omara. I go by Goddess Kali, or High Priestess Goddess Kali. And if anyone wants to question that, come right to me with it. All right, let's get started. I have a specific chapter in mind that I would like to share. I'm not sharing everything from this book at this time. If you do find that you would like to purchase this book, then you can come to me, ask me about it, and I will make sure that you get a copy. The Cushite Kemite creation story, the Neter Atum. Without going into great detail about what each of the idea produced by our ancient ancestors consisted of, herewith is a brief overview of a part of the theology produced by the priests of Anu. The theology of the priests and Anu teaches that the universe as we know today was formed from a dark liquid mass that was a great state of inert potentiality. They named this, I'm sorry, you all. I forgot to put my glasses on. I need my glasses, obviously. They named this inert potential the Nun, or Nun. The word Nun describes the primordial waters of chaos as being the chaos which existed before there was shape, form, or order in the universe. Ma'at is order. The Nun is regarded as having no surface, and it stretches into infinity, possibilities with end. I think that was possibilities without end. A concept which I will deal with in a later topic. Creative potential that does not have a specific course of action or direction is in fact chaos, and therefore this name, Nun, is very appropriate. Nun. Our noble ancestors understood that with the Nun there existed every possible thing that could and would eventually become a part of the manifested or created universe. However, none of the potentials existing within the Nun had the power to self-actualize, nor to interact with any of the other potentialities also existing within the Nun, or the primordial waters of chaos. According to the first formalized theology produced by the priests of the city of Anu, the Neter Atum is the first potentiality to be brought forth from the Nun. The Neter Atum is a personification of light. He is the embodiment of the great universal light, the sun. One of the meanings of the name Atum is the completed one. And the Neter Atum was a creator god. The emergence of the Neter Atum from the Nun means he had been given a conscious awareness of himself, his purpose, himself and his purpose in this universe. A conscious awareness. This is something we all are just discovering within ourselves. We all come to that place where, well, most of us, let me not say we all, because everyone is not or has not been awakened, but that's okay. We all have our opportunity. We all come to that place in one lifetime or another. Neter Atum, from within the Nun, the process had begun by which the rest of the creations would take place. The emergence of the Neter Atum from the chaos is the beginning of the bringing of order to the universe. This symbolizes order being brought out of chaos, or light being brought out of darkness. I'm kind of breaking some of this down for you all as I go with my own understanding or understanding. In this first Kemite theology of the Neter Atum, or Atom, Atom, A-T-O-M, is symbolized by the glowing red sun or fire of the evening sky. The sun and the heat it produces is the actualization of the creative forces in this universe. The priest of Anu taught that all life begins with heat, not with cold. According to the modern science, this is a fact. Therefore, the Neter Atum is representative of the source of vitality, energy, the heat required for the incubation of all life forms that take place on earth. According to this theology, all life is created by heat and incubated in water. It then proceeds out of water, out of the nun, or the premortal waters of chaos. And the Neter Atum is the actualization principle of life in all its varied forms throughout the universe. The Neter Atum therefore represents or symbolizes the masculine or father figure of the creative process. One of the myths of the Neter Atum explains that it was he that created the feminine form, or woman, by taking a portion of flesh from his hand. Does this concept of woman being formed or created from the flesh of man sound familiar? It does. This is the original Kemite concept or idea that has been incorporated into other religious systems. The theology of Anu further explains that after the actualization of the Neter Atum himself calls forth from within himself 8 more divine qualities or powers, agents or angels. The 8 divine qualities that were called forth from within this collection of divine qualities that were contained within himself are known as Shu, Tefnut, Seb, Nut, Asar or Osiris, Aset or Isis, Seth, and Nebet-Het. Or Nephthys. Together with the Neter Atum, these original 8 divine principles, qualities, or powers make up the 9 Neteru, known as the Great Ennead of Anu. The concept of the Great Ennead, as I shall demonstrate, was that it is the regulator of both all creation and all life. In other words, another idea about God produced by the Kemites is that God and his agents create and regulate all life. The Great Ennead of 9 Neteru, produced by the priest of Anu, was an intentional formal explanation of the internal relationships between these primary forces or principles of nature or Neter, God. Shu, Tefnut, Seb, and Nut express the creative principles of the universe. Aset, Isis, Asar, Osiris, Nebet-Het, and Seth express the opposing principles in the world: growth and destruction, order and disorder, love and disdain. Here is a picture of those gods and goddesses. I want to pause for a moment. I don't know if it'll let me pause, so I may just have to walk away. Okay. All right. Please forgive me for that. I mean, well, I forgive myself. I really don't need forgiveness. I'm here at work. One of my jobs is home health aide. So I wanted to go and check on my clients and make sure everything was okay. I'm going to continue. Hello, peace, love. How are you? Continue with our study for today, with my study for today. We are studying self. We are studying the God idea. Okay. And we just finished what is the second chapter, but I'm starting with that today. Which, as I've already stated, this is for all of us. This is for our people. This is for my people. This is about bringing forth our culture. This is about having our own culture. Forget all of this ratchet culture and things like that does not deserve to be called a culture at all. This is not us. We are allowed to be all that we are. That is not all that we are. That is something that was taught. That was a form of mind manipulation. So what we are doing is we are getting back to what it is that we are. We are studying the Neter Atum. Okay? We are our gods and goddesses. We are our ancestors. We are them. Okay? Understand, like, we came back here to finish a job. It's not finished. It's not complete. So understand, I have great respect. I understand the need for both the light and the dark. They're both necessary. The light was born of darkness, as we were just reading. That's something that even in other books, if you read the Bible, you are going to see that in the beginning, God was sitting there and became conscious of himself and became bored, became open and saying like, dang, like creation. I need to create something from thought. Okay, from thought. And this is where it started, with thought. Everything that we do, everything that we are, it starts with thought. So if you would like, once this live ends, you'll be able to go back to where it was that I started and kind of hear more about what I already read. Because right now what I'm going to do is I want to just kind of look at it. I want us to really take in what it is that's being said, because a lot of people have been misinformed. A lot of people do not understand. They think that, when you're looking at these and praising these here gods and goddesses, they want to say, those are false gods or false prophets and this and that. But no, these are the representation of everything and every element that exists here now, and that always has and always will. And that this is us, because we are in direct connection. Okay? And it's like we have to understand and read further into who we are in order to understand how everything was created. That every aspect of who we are was stolen, taken, or utilized in order to create everything that we have right now. Okay, so hold on. I want to recognize, I appreciate you stopping by, love. I appreciate you stopping by. I was just saying, I'm doing this live because I'm actually starting my YouTube station that will be on YouTube, obviously. This is about my own self-growth and acknowledging and helping others to understand who we are, who we truly are, the gods and goddesses, the Neter. So now I'm going to go through. We've already started with, today we started with Anu. Okay. We started not with Anu. We started with the Neter Atum. We're going to move forward from this. I'm going to go through this. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do this every day with you all, or if I'm going to do it every other day. Honestly, I go with the wind. I go with Shu. I go with the air. So it's really right now upon me to continue as I am. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna do it as I please. So I please. So Shu. The Neter Shu was the first manifestation of the divine power of the Neter Atum, called from within himself. Shu represents and symbolizes the air, or the atmosphere that envelops the earth. Air is everywhere, all around us. Shu, and within us. Obviously, we breathe it in. Shu, or air, is the fluid which all animals and humans breathe. It is Shu, or air, that surrounds the earth. Air is the atmosphere, the mass of the aeriform fluid surrounding the earth. Shu, or air, is invisible, inodorous, insipid, transparent, compressible, elastic, and ponderable, capable of being weighed. That's what ponderable is. As the air, Neter Shu was considered to be a cooling influence, a modifier of the extreme heat produced by the Neter Atum, and thus Shu is a calming influence and a pacifier. Now, I'm going to stop here because this is why anytime you're having a moment of anxiety or a moment where you're completely stressed out or getting angry, upset, it is good to stop and breathe. Okay? Due to the association of Shu with air and calm, he was later linked with the Neter Ma'at, balance. And Shu is therefore portrayed in art as wearing the ostrich feather, the symbol of the Neter Ma'at. I'm going to show you all the picture. Neter Shu was the Neter of the cool and dry air. He was the Neter who separated the earth from the sky. In this capacity, Shu is responsible for stirring the wind. On the command of the sun god Ra, Shu is pictured standing up supporting the sky, goddess Nut, as a vault over the whole horizon. The picture of Shu, or the air separating the sky and the heavens, or Nut from the earth, or Seb. So what we're saying here is Nut is in representation. Okay, these are all, each goddess and god are in representation of the elements and atmosphere around us. Okay, the picture of Shu, or air, separating the sky and the heavens, or Nut. Heavens, that's Nut, okay? N-U-T, from earth, or Seb. Seb represents earth, okay? Is an accurate portrayal of our ancestors' understanding of the construction of the earth and the functioning of the air, sky, and earth, wind, the universe. So for you all who are lost, I'm breaking down what is the old science into what it has become the science that we have learned in school, okay? Modern science has long since confirmed that the air, or the atmosphere, does exist as a permanent barrier between the earth and the sky. This truth is very accurately preserved and told using the poetic language of our ancestors. And this language included the use of human form to embody, to teach, and to convey their knowledge of the function and placement of the air or atmosphere. I'm going to stop right there, because a lot of people who know me know that I am a Kemetic yoga instructor. Kemetic yoga is based off of ancient Egyptian culture. It's based off of the yoga, the moves, the bodies, positions of the gods and goddesses. And you will see it if you look at hieroglyphics, the tombs. You'll see back bends. You will see forward bends. You will see the body bent into different contortions. These are in connection with these same gods and goddesses. This is how we connect. This is why I chose to do Kemetic yoga, to connect further with all that is and will always be. Connection to the divine is very important. You know, we receive all of our messages. Everything we need to know, we receive from within and from without. We receive it from within and from without, and from above. As above, so within, so without, so below. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to start with here. Let's see. In the ancient myths of our ancient culture, Seb, the earth, and wife and sister, Nut. So the wife and sister of Seb is Nut, the sky. Okay. Yes. Please do not start taking this in any sort of sexual, disgusting way. This is not how we're speaking. Okay. Understand that we are all sisters and brothers. Understand that this is saying that this is how the connection is. This is the connection. Okay. So we're not getting into anything sexual. That's not what this is about. Okay. All right. So the sister and wife to the earth is the sky. Let me say it like that. They were snuggled up to each other so closely that there was no space between them for the sun to travel. So the sun cannot travel to the earth. The sun is separated from the earth by the sky. Understand? By the air. Okay. So Ra, the god of the sun, ordered Shu, god of the air, to come between Seb and Nut. Shu did this by separating Nut and Seb with a violent storm. Shu then entered between them and held Nut up high away from Seb, the ground, thus creating the space through which the sun could travel. According to this mythology of Anu, darkness came daily whenever Shu let Nut down. But every morning, Shu was required to lift Nut from off of Seb all over again, day and night. Okay. And this act produced the daylight and made possible the reemergence of Ra. So Ra shines during the day. Okay. Ra is the sun. This story beautifully explains in easy to understand terms that the concept of daylight and darkness and the interaction of these forces. It explains itself very well. I'm breaking it down for my own understanding and hopefully the understanding of you all, anyone who is joining me as well. Okay. Because I realize, and so many people shy away from what is actually ours. And it is due to fear because of what they were taught as to believing in the Bible, which is perfectly fine because honestly, the Bible is trying to tell the same story. It was, it's a story. Now, I had a conversation with my dad the other day and he said, the Bible has its holes and this and that. And I feel as though it absolutely might have its holes. But I think that the real thing is a lack of understanding of what is being said and taught, because people get so caught up in the names in the Bible and thinking that these people are what existed, instead of realizing that this story as a whole is about the making of us. It's about who we are. It's about I am, and that's where people really take it out of context. And I feel like it becomes utilized for people and their own agendas. It becomes something that is utilized specifically for agenda. People, it's used for to separate people, to make them think that you and I are so different, when really we are all one and we are all a part of a greater cake. You know what I'm saying? We are all God coming in different forms in every way to have an experience as a whole. Okay. Many people do not understand that. Many people looking at the Bible and thinking like, oh, this happened to John and Jacob did this because of that. And, and honestly, it's like, you have to be able to really break down whatever it is that you are taking as your own, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to religion, my religion tells me that I am all or I am nothing, or I am all and I am nothing. It tells me that, we are all connected. So respect it and never neglect it. That's what it tells me. These are my own words, but this is what I get from my culture of Fahami. This is something that I am really just starting to call my own. And it is due to the fact that I was raised by this Fahami father, which is looked at as a branch of Islam, and my Christian mother, who went back to Christianity after her and my father ceased to be one. Okay. So, and I have a great respect for any and every religion. I will never put down any religion as to what it is that they believe, because I understand that all of their beliefs came from my ancient ancestors. It all started there. You know what I'm saying? It was built off of what it is that was already constructed by what was mine. Okay? So wherever their religions, wherever they went with it is where they went with it. At the end of the day, understand that we are all one, and we are meant to work together. We are meant to come together. We are meant to come together. And we should. We are all here for a reason. We all have specific purposes on this land. Nothing is for nothing. Nothing is for nothing. I like that. Now, I didn't mean for this to be long, and I really hope that I was able to break down a few things for you all today. I'm very happy to continue this as I am doing it for myself. I really don't care who chooses to gather with me on this, but I'm very happy if I can bring some people together. Mainly, I'm bringing myself together. Okay. I am, at this time in my life, I am merging my light and my dark. Okay. Because like I said, as a mod, I'm about balance. This balance is necessary. It is justice. So thank you all. Peace and blessings to you all. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Stay connected. Respect it. Never neglect it. All right. Fahami.